Hey you guys, it's Dani and it is tarot spell time. So I wanted to bring you guys along on a little series I'm going to call card spells. We're going to go into a little bit of a witchy season in the next few months because I want to show you guys how I incorporate not only tarot but tons of other cards and systems into spell work. So today, the first thing I want to do is show you guys how I incorporate tarot into my spell work. So since I really don't have a specific spell that I'm working on, what we're going to do is we're going to go through this process together. First, we're going to pick a card to kind of see where we're going. We're going to kind of find our situation with tarot. Normally, you would most likely have a situation, right? Because this is spell work. Anyway, so we're gonna find our situation and then we'll build from there. So I'm gonna take you through from like cleansing, finding your deck, getting your signifying card, putting your spell together, allowing it to work, taking it down. I'm gonna bring you through the whole thing today, okay? So let's go ahead and start with this deck, which is one of, I call my little magic decks, because this is the first deck that I ever had back when I was 13 years old. This is not the same specific deck, but it is the same deck. I find it very magical to me. I have a few very like magic driven decks that I usually only use sparingly for things that are not in the magic realm, and this is definitely one of them. Let's see what our situation is. Okay, so we definitely have a money situation. Okay, so we have our 10 of Pentacles, but we have an 8 of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Looking forward here, so let's see. So I think we're trying to get to this space, but we're having a little bit of trouble. So this Queen of Swords along with this 8 of Swords tells me that maybe we're thinking too much inside the box. We're being very logical. We're not allowing our imagination to kind of flow to bring in this abundance. So maybe there's a block, a mental block around abundance right now, and like creating your legacy, creating the things around you to be comfortable and live in that comfortable life. So let's go ahead and base our spell on that. So in imagining that and imagining the block for it, we want to remove this block. Let's see, what deck would I want to use for removing a block around abundance? Because I'm getting too much in my own head. Let's see. Let me take a look around. So since this is about kind of opening doors, opening blocks that we have, removing blocks, I thought that Tiltwick Tarot would be the best because we have just kind of an open space, right? We want to open ourselves up to something like this. So let me see. We want something open and welcoming in here. We want to remove the block, so I want to kind of look through this and see where I feel like that's going to make the most difference with this deck for this purpose, okay? Because this is how I would normally start. This is how I would pick my deck. I would understand what my focus is going to be on. I would feel around, decide the best deck for that energy, and then go through the deck and find my signifying card. What's going to signify removing these blocks and opening me up to abundance. Okay, so I'm kind of going through this deck. I'm taking out stuff that makes me feel this type of way. I'm going to put this aside as I go right now. Okay, we don't want swords. We want to get out of these swords. So I am going to remove that. I found it. I know exactly what we needed. I chose here the page of coins for this situation. So let me kind of explain why. I feel like the page of coins is going to be the perfect energy we want to draw on, because this is temporary. This is to get us in the right mindset. This is a spell we're going to put up, feed, and then take down. Okay, so this is to draw in the energy we need to bring in that abundance, to drop these blocks, to get out of our own head and see the opportunities that we have in front of us for what they are. So I chose the page of coins. This is a slower moving suit. It brings that fast-paced mind, right? Because we had the two swords, we had the Eight of Swords and the Queen of Swords. These speeding minds, things are going fast, fast, fast. We want to slow those down, and we want to be able to open our eyes and look around and see what we need, learn what we need so that we can move forward, right? This is about opening up the space and bringing that goodness in. So we're going to do the page of coins because that is the energy that I feel around this page of coins. There is a slowness. We got a garden with an open gate. Okay, got the wheelbarrow. It's going to take some work. It's going to take some time, but we're going to take in this energy and then move forward with it. So we're going to start here. This is going to be our main focus of this spell. So now I'm going to gather things that are going to support my alignment with this page of coins. Okay, so first things I like to look for, is there any sort of crystal that I have around that's going to pull in that kind of energy, that abundance, that openness, that kind of feel. And immediately I'm gonna put this down so we can see the card as I go. Immediately I'm feeling a lot of orange, a lot of bright kind of sunny colors. That usually pulls in that abundance, right? It brings that sun in where we can see everything is bright and shiny. So I'm going to go ahead. I have a piece of orange calcite like right here. So I feel like that is going to do. You can also grab citrine for something like this. Again, this is something that I'm just pulling together as I go. This is something that I do quite often when I'm looking for spell work and I'm like, I just want something quick and easy to put up, sit in, you know, while I'm in my shop, have this working and then take down. So I would definitely find the crystals available. I might burn some herbs because again, that's a temporary thing. So I'm going to cleanse out my cauldron. And I'm gonna go get some herbs that will correspond with what we need. Okay, so now I gathered everything that I'm gonna want for this little tarot spell. So I have my page of coins, which is the energy I wanna align myself with. I have my orange crystal. This is an orange calcite that I'm gonna put here. I have $1 as well as a rabbit charm. Can you see? Ooh. A rabbit charm that I'm going to charge here that says every dollar that I spend, I will multiply because I am abundant. I give it time. I'm open for whatever comes in. I have a bay leaf. We have a yellow candle, my charcoal, and cloves, basil, calendula, and a money blend. So I want to bring in not only money, but all the good things, all the sweet things in life. So I'm also going to clip in some sweetgrass as well as some sage. So I went ahead and lit my charcoal here. Hopefully it doesn't smoke you out. I'm going to make sure that I cleanse everything that I'm using. I did go ahead and put some sweetgrass in the bottom, and I'm going to add some sage in here so that we're bringing in the sweetness of life, but protecting from anything that will do us harm. And I am just cleansing everything else with my incense here. I have my yellow candle, which I'm going to dress in just a second. I am going to add some cloves. Of course, keeping that intent in mind. On my bay leaf, I would go ahead and write my intent, and then add this to your pot. Then what I'm going to do now is anoint my candle. And lastly, for this part, I'm going to take some money oil, and I am just going to lightly dress my candle with this money oil. Also want to make sure that this brings in some really nice abundant vibes. So I'm going to roll it a little. Place it on this plate. And then, just because glitter makes me think of abundance that you can just never get rid of, so we're gonna throw that on there as well. Sometimes that could be the most potent thing, just something random that's just like, okay, when you think about glitter, it stays stuck to you. You can never get it off. That's how you want abundance to be. So don't be afraid to add glitter. And so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna allow this dollar and this charm to charge with what we have here. We're gonna burn our candle, we're gonna let our incense burn, and then we're gonna disassemble. Okay, so our spell is spent. We've sat with this energy of our page of coins. We're going to be learning. We're going to open up. We're going to cleanse our own garden. We are going to multiply our abundance. So now we're going to take this down. So I just replace this back into my deck. These things are going to come with me. I will spend this dollar because every dollar I spend I will multiply, right? Bringing that abundance. And then I would keep this charm with me for as long as it'll stay with you. I would usually grab this, put this in my pocket. Then for the rest, I will go ahead and dispose of them as my spell would command. So depending upon what it is, I may take any bigger remains and mull them down with my mortar and pestle, and then maybe add them to a spell jar or kind of use them for similar things. Other times I will throw them, bury them. It kind of depends on what spell you're doing and how you want to dispose of your remains. That's really up to you. So that is a simple takedown tarot spell. This is something that you can do that's temporary, that you don't need to manipulate your cards or anything with, but you can still use the power of the tarot as a placeholder. So this is what I will call our placeholder spell. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tarot spell, and I hope that you'll join me for the ones that I plan on showing you guys in the future. We'll do oracle cards and fortune-telling cards, playing cards, all different kinds of card spells, because I feel like it's just a really fun thing to do with cards if you got them, you know what I mean? So I hope that you guys continue to join me, and I will see you all very soon. I am sending all my love. Mwah. Later, Gators.